When I first came out of rehab, literally one of the first things I had to do was go to my grandmother's funeral. And that day was so hard, not just because of the bereavement, but because of the alcohol. You know, sometimes worth discussing all of these life events or cultural things, celebrations and sad things like funerals, where in the UK alcohol is at the centre. A couple of years ago I did a video talking about alcohol being served at weddings, and people are so opinionated about that like there should 100% be alcohol at weddings. And it's like, what if someone doesn't want it? What if someone doesn't want that? So sorry for your loss, and you know, well done you for managing to stay sober at a funeral, because it's no mean feat. Always remember, like, the drowning of sorrows was such a thing that I drank on. Remember, like, watching TV shows or films where bad things had happened and people would drink in order to feel better. And I remember that having a really big effect on me as a young person, and thinking it was cool and thinking it was the way to deal with things. And like growing up the child of somebody that had an addiction issue, also seeing them deal with painful feelings through drinking, I can well and truly say today that it's really not the way to deal with pain. After years of kind of going inward and going into the body especially, like I found bits of grief that I've numbed with alcohol, that I numbed even for the short period that I was drinking up until the age of 21. Like getting to the grief once it had been numbed and once it had been shut in a box was hard, and it was work, rather than kind of used to do in ancient times, dealing with it at the time of the pain. Interesting, isn't it, the bereavement thing, and or just all of these kind of cultural things in the UK, like I won't speak to other countries, but in the UK, that we attach alcohol, that alcohol is like a central theme.